Hi, my name is Darlene, and I am a resource recovery technician with the Salinas Valley Solid Waste Authority, also known as Salinas Valley Recycles. Today, we are going to be learning about what services our agency offers to the community. We will only briefly overview topics such as recycling, composting, and special waste, as we go more in depth into each of these in separate presentations. Salinas Valley Recycles is not the garbage and recycling hauler that picks up the trash, recycling, or green waste at your curb. We strive to manage the Salinas Valley solid waste as a resource, promoting sustainable, environmentally sound, and cost-effective practices through an integrated system of waste reduction, reuse, recycling, innovative technology, customer service, and education. We own and operate the Johnson Canyon Landfill just outside of Gonzales, Sun Street Transfer Station, and Household Hazardous Waste Facility in Salinas, and the Jolon Road Transfer Station outside of King City. We also maintain and monitor 3 closed landfills located on Lewis Road, Crazy Horse Canyon, and Jolon Road. Salinas Valley Recycles is a joint powers agency that was formed in 1997. From the tan section on the map, you can see we are comprised of the eastern half of unincorporated Monterey County and the cities of Gonzales, Greenfield, King City, Salinas, and Soledad. We are a governmental body that was formed by those member agencies to address solid waste management issues in the Salinas Valley. Our landfill is shared with over 270,000 people residing in these cities and unincorporated areas of the county. Have you ever stopped to think, where does our garbage go when we throw it away? Well, the answer is to your local landfill. The Johnson Canyon Landfill accepts all the waste in the Salinas Valley and is the only open and active landfill on this side of the county. In the Salinas Valley, we buried 226,386 tons of garbage in 2019. That is roughly 5 pounds, or about the weight of a backpack, of garbage per person per day. We estimate that at least half of that trash was recyclable or divertible. Johnson Canyon has a remaining life capacity of approximately 40 years, which means we are all individually responsible for reducing the amount of waste we create and put in that landfill, learning to reuse materials and items before tossing them in the trash, and then recycling whatever else that can be recycled. Johnson Canyon is what we call a modern landfill, similar to the image you see here, because it is sanitary, which means that it has multiple liners to prevent contamination of the soil and groundwater as required by law. Johnson Canyon not only has a 2-foot compacted clay liner, but also geosynthetic plastic liners. It has a leachate collection system, which basically collects all of the garbage juice from everything that is breaking down at the landfill. And we are required to monitor the groundwater in and surrounding the landfill. We also have gas monitoring wells to capture the methane gas that is produced and utilized to produce electricity that powers 1,500 homes in the city of Palo Alto, which purchases the renewable energy. You only get to see the bottom of a landfill once, so let's take a look. Here you can see the construction of our newest cell, or module. Construction on the new landfill cell, a very big lined hole in the ground, began in March 2019 and was completed in October 2019. Over 400,000 cubic yards of soil were dug out and moved to make space for our garbage. At the bottom of the big hole is a protective layer of clay, a bentonite fiber and clay barrier topped with an impermeable plastic liner, the black plastic you see in the photo. These 3 layers work together to seal the bottom of the cell to prevent any leachate from leaking into subsurface soils and groundwater. Remember, the leachate we talked about earlier is all the garbage juice. This photo is taken from the bottom of this new cell, which we started filling with garbage in the fall of 2019. Based on current garbage disposal tonnages, this landfill cell will be full in 6 years. That's 1.2 million tons, or a 200-foot tall pile of garbage. Construction cost $5 million for this cell, meaning as a community, we're spending roughly $825,000 per year to dispose of our garbage, which does not include the lifetime management costs of maintaining this mountain of garbage. Johnson Canyon Landfill only has about 40 years left of capacity. 4 additional landfill cells are planned. As a society, we need to think about what happens to the material in our garbage cart after it is emptied at our curb. If we don't reduce our waste production, our cost for disposal will only increase, or we'll need to invest in new technologies to handle our waste locally. Our latest trash study, also known as our Waste Characterization Report, breaks down data about what is in our local waste stream. As you can see here, a majority of what we throw away could be recovered and repurposed. Approximately 72% of overall waste is either recoverable or potentially recoverable. 40%, nearly 2/5, is compostable. 16% is recyclable. 5% is recoverable construction and demolition debris. And 12% is potentially recoverable, meaning that we may not have ways to recover that material right now, but hopefully in the future we will have new technology or other ways to be able to recover this material. Organic waste is one of the top categories of potentially recoverable material to be diverted from the landfill. It is estimated that over 33% of the total landfill material generated by ag processors is bagged or packaged produce. One way that we rescue much of this is by using depackaging equipment. As the name says, this machine separates the organic waste, such as food, from their packaging. This allows us to only landfill the plastic wrappers and compost the clean salsa-looking organic material, which comes out as slurry. What you see here is our latest addition to Johnson Canyon Landfill. It is an aerated static pile compost pad. Here, we mix our slurry from the depackager with yard waste materials, such as ground up wood and landscape clipping, and place on the pad for composting. The big teal tubes blow air from under the pad into the compost to help speed up the process. Everyone in Monterey County has access to curbside recycling. There are 4 categories which you can include in your cart. These are glass, plastic, metal, and paper and cardboard products. Remember not to keep them in plastic bags when you put them in your curbside bin, as these harm the machinery at the MRF when they are being processed. Any containers that have food in them should be rinsed out and dried before you put them into the cart to avoid contamination. All cardboard boxes should be broken down and flattened so they don't take up space in the cart. If you do not know if a material is recyclable, we have an app called What Goes Where. You can download the app or visit the website. Type your zip code along with the name of your item, and it will give you the appropriate disposal solution. You can also find a recycling challenge game. Let's talk about hazardous waste. These can include chemical cleaners, paint, batteries, and pesticides. These items can cause fires, hurt the environment, or people that work for garbage haulers or recycling centers. Please keep our environment and coworkers safe by not throwing them away in the trash. We have a collection area at each of our sites for these special types of waste. We call it HHW, which stands for Household Hazardous Waste. Remember, these items must be properly disposed. They do not belong in the recycling or trash. Some bulky items like stoves, washers, dryers, water heaters, and mattresses can be disposed at either of our transfer stations on Sun Street or Holon Road, or at the Johnson Canyon Landfill, free of charge. We also accept e-waste free of charge. These include any type of device that needs power to operate, whether that be electric or battery operated. In addition, you will find a material recovery center where anyone can drop off materials such as glass, aluminum, electronic waste, clothing, paper, and cardboard for free. Extra trash and some appliances like refrigerators, sofas, and concrete can also be disposed of at Sun Street and Johnson Canyon for a fee. Fees are applied at a different rate depending on the type of material. Green waste and wood waste are also accepted at a reduced rate. A big part of what we do to prevent waste going to our landfill is through education. Our resource recovery team specializes in engaging the community by providing free resources and materials. We go to community events and answer questions for people, as well as give away items like reusable bags and battery collection buckets. We do school presentations, such as this one, and tours of our facilities. We offer free composting workshops and waste audits. Our main goal is to help our community stay informed and feel supported as we work together to reduce, reuse, and recycle. We also have a special program for schools called the Wally Waste Not Award. Each year, we have dozens of schools apply on a first-come, first-served basis to fill up our 10 slots available. The schools that are selected must successfully complete 26 activities related to reduce, reuse, recycle, rot, and reveal in order to receive a monetary award at the end of the school year. Some of the mandatory activities include a waste assessment, which we help with, of course, setting up recycling, inviting us to present in your classroom, and an assembly show with our recycling wizard. It's lots of fun. For more questions or information, you can contact Salinas Valley Recycles or your local hauler. You may reach us at salinasvalleyrecycles.org or call us at 831-775-3000. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you check out the other presentations in our series. And don't forget to follow us on social media.